Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to ask question 8 of 2017 to the Honourable Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation. Child abuse and neglect cases continue to be reported in the media. Can the Minister highlight to this House what the Ministry is doing in trying to address this issue in the community? Naka.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Child Welfare Decree of 2010 mandated the reporting of child welfare cases and child abuse cases. In the last 5 years, from 2012 to 2016, we have seen an increase in the number of reported cases under the Child Welfare Decree. Of these reported cases, sexual abuse tops the list, followed by neglect and then physical abuse. Sadly, the perpetrators of most sexual abuse cases in Fiji were immediate family members. With the assistance of UNICEF, the Ministry has now been able to capture child welfare cases online, statistics in relation to that enables us to analyze information, identifying hotspots and other relevant information that can assist us in targeting our approach in dealing with child abuse cases. It's over 2 years now since the Ministry embarked on the establishment of the Child Helpline with the Medical Services Specific. We're happy to inform that the Child Helpline is in full operation with services offered 24/7. And there's a very high incidence of calls coming in, not only from children, but also parents, guardians, and other members of the community. Every year, Madam Speaker, on 9th of November, the Ministry, in collaboration with the National Coordinating Committee on Children, celebrates the prevention of child abuse and neglect, which is also known as PCAN, Madam, as you know. This is celebrated around the country, involving communities, schools, religious organizations, and municipalities, highlighting and raising awareness again on the issue of child abuse. We are grateful to Save the Children of Fiji. We have partnered with them in the last couple of months to host the first ever Fiji Symposium for Children. This, Madam Speaker, is basically an opportunity for children to come out and speak their minds about issues that they feel are relevant to them and that need to be addressed, not only by government, but also by other stakeholders. In the last symposium we had here in Suva, they highlighted issues like social media, bullying, safe places in the community, right to education, positive parenting, and many other very interesting issues which we as adults a lot of times think that they are not even thinking about. The children were able to come up with a manifesto outlining these issues, and this will be put to the attention of Cabinet and other stakeholders as well, so that we as a country can play our part in whatever role we are playing in addressing the very scary statistics in relation to child abuse in our country. In closing, Madam Speaker, again, I reiterate, these child abuse cases in Fiji, it cannot be tackled by government alone. It needs a concerted effort. It needs a consistent effort across all stakeholders in the communities, particularly those organizations that are based in communities, community-based organizations, to take this up as an advocacy for their members and for the members of the community in which they are in. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Salvador.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the Honourable Minister for that statement on this very important topic. The high rate of child abuse and neglect reflects or is a manifestation on the breakdown of our values and the spirituality of our country. So the question, Madam Speaker, that I'd like to pose to the Honourable Minister is what kind of programs does the Ministry have with the faith-based group, and also what kind of assistance in terms of maybe financial that is given to this faith-based group like churches to be able to build up our values and the spirituality of our country. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, as I've said, we're working with community-based organizations, including faith-based organizations, in addressing this cross-cutting issue. If the honourable member had paid attention to the media in the past 2 weeks, my ministry had been giving out grants. Some of those recipients of those grants are these community-based organizations, faith-based organizations also, who administer homes for children in the various parts of Fiji. So yes, it is a feature in our annual budget that we continue to do, and we will continue to do that in the coming years.
Thank you. Honorable Chili Lakuma.
Supplementary question. What is the information update on the extent of child abuse and neglect in Fiji? Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I've said from the outset, the number of child abuse cases in our country continue to increase every year. Just a snapshot of it, in 2012, there were 313 reported cases. In 2016, it's 1,077 reported cases. Out of these 1,077, there's 1,293 cases of sexual abuse, followed by neglect, 897, and physical abuse, 552. And if we don't do this, as a country, a concerted effort, not only from government, but community-based organizations as well, and also, very important, the parental responsibility as parents, to do our duty in relation to the raising of our children in a safe environment. If we don't do that, it's going to be campaign time soon for members of this House. What topics will you be advocating? Will child abuse be one of them? It needs to feature prominently in whatever campaign we are doing from now forward. Thank you.
Thank you. And I give the floor to the Honorable Noikula.
Madam Speaker, Fijian, which is the other side's paper, reported that last year, 6 years, the increase continues and continues. And then you only have 1 million allocation. So what assurance do you have that this will make a difference?
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
It's not only about the money, Madam Speaker. I repeat it. I'd like to ask Honorable Nawaikula, has he ever advocated about child abuse on any of his campaign drives? As responsible members of this House, we need to take this issue on, and it's not about the money.
Thank you. And I give the floor to Honorable Samuel Vuniwaqa.
Speaker, orders the ministry to ensure that the safety and the protection of children in the resident institutions. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I averred to, there are children's homes around the country. Government gives grants to these homes annually. Apart from that, we are working very closely with UNICEF in putting together standards for these homes so that children's homes around the country operate with standards of caregiving to our children that's acceptable for bringing up any child. Naka.
I give the floor to the Honorable Kiraki.
Yes, Madam Speaker, my question is whether there is any analysis to the causes of child abuse, especially one of the contributing factors, as mentioned, are parental responsibility. Given that there have been a lot of work-related absence of parents, like tours, Middle East tours, or work programs, whether there is any proper analysis to be able to give a proper picture where the root of the cause is in regards to the parental responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Speaker, as a ministry, we believe that in order to come up with targeted, effective approach to this, we need statistics. And that, unfortunately, in the long history of Fiji has been basically non-existent. There is now a database, as I've said, which categorizes the different categories of abuse and the numbers relevant to that. Also, as I said, identifying hotspots as well. with the data in place, a proper database and the collection of data on child abuse, we should be able to come up with proper strategies to deal with this.
Thank you.